Welcome back to my channel. In today's lecture we'll be looking at hyperbola. So how does an hyperbola looks like? So we have this, so something like this. So this is your y, this is your x. So these are like your lines of directrix, and then okay, so the first one goes like this, and the other one goes like this. So what I'm drawing is not drawn to scale, so take note of that. We have the x, and then we have the a, here too. So this is the point on the parabola. So this x and s prime, they are the focus. Okay, so this here is z. So this other line is z prime. Okay, so you have this line like this and goes to the directrix, and that is all. So what I want us to see is, so this line here is your directrix. Okay, these two lines, they are your directrix, while these are your focus. So you have two focus, you also have two directrix. So what is the equation for a parabola? x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared is equals to 1. So you could see that this hyperbola is almost the same with the ellipse, so just that we are changing the sign in between to minus, and then your b squared is a squared into e squared minus 1. So these are the things you should take note of. And also your e is greater than 1 in an hyperbola. So in ellipse it is less than 1, and then we remove e squared from 1, but this case e is greater than 1, so this is how it should be. This is how you get your b. Okay, so one more thing. So the vertex for this equation, the vertex is at the origin. The focus remains the same. The focus is plus or minus ae comma 0, and then your directrix also remains the same, which is x equals to plus or minus a over e. Okay, so your latus rectum also remains the same. Your latus rectum is still plus or minus 2b squared over e. But there's one thing here we call the asymptote. So this one has an asymptote. The asymptote is b over e. Okay, so that is just the formula for asymptote, b over a. So let's solve an example where we look for all these guys. So example, so find the focus, eccentricity, asymptote, and the latus rectum. So that is all. We are looking at just these two examples. Okay, so for the first one, we have to find the locus, eccentricity, asymptote, and latus rectum. So the question is this: plus minus y squared over 9 equals 1. So this is to tell you our a squared is 16, and then our b squared is 9. Okay, so we are looking for eccentricity. Even a is 16, which is 8, which is 4. Sorry. And so eccentricity is b squared is equals to a squared into 1 minus z squared. Okay, into e squared minus 1. Shouldn't forget that is z squared minus 1. This is an hyperbola. it is e squared minus 1. So the b squared is 9, the a squared is 16, your e squared is what we are looking for, minus 1. So if you divide by 16, you get e squared minus 1, and so what else? So 9 over 16 minus 1 is equals to e squared. So it's meant to be plus. So 9 plus 16 over 16 is equals to e squared. So e squared is equals to 25 over 16. So e is equals to 5 over 4. So if you find the square root, you get 5 over 4. That is your e squared. So your focus, which is plus and minus ae comma 0. So your focus is, your a is 4, the other one is 5 over 4 minus 0. So you get your focus to be 5 comma 0. What else are we looking for? The latus rectum. So the latus rectum, just have to remember what the formula is: 2b squared over a. So b squared is 16, b squared is 9, a is 4. You are dancing it by 2, so you get plus or minus 9 over 2. So that is your latus rectum. So your asymptote is b over a. So what is b? B is b squared is 9, so b is 3, so you get 3 over a is 4, so 3 over 4 is your asymptote. Okay, with that being said, let's go to question 2. 9x squared minus y squared is equals to 9. Okay, is equal to 9. So divide through. So for this one, the coefficient of this place must be 1 before you even do anything. So you have to divide through by 9. Okay, so if you do that, you get x squared minus y squared over 9. This is over 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so if you look at this now, the bigger number is 9. So it means that your a squared is 9 and then your b squared is 1. So this, obviously, the kind of equation is this. So it's to tell you that the focus has shifted to the y-axis. Okay, every other thing remains the same, just that the focus is now like this. Okay, so every other thing remains the same. So we are looking for e. B squared is equals to a squared into e squared minus 1. So b squared is 1, a squared is 9, e squared minus 1. So if you solve this, 1 over 9 is equals to e squared minus 1. E squared is equals to 1 over 9 plus 1. So that will give you 10 over 9. So if you do LCM, you get 9. 9 plus 1 gives you 10. So what do we have? E squared is equals to 10 over 9. So e is equals to the square root of 10 over 9, which will give you root 10 over 3. So looking for the focus, which is 0 plus or minus ae now. So your a is our a squared is 9, so a is 3. Okay, so that will be plus or minus 3 times root 10 over 3. 3 cancel 3, you get 10. So it means our focus is root 10 plus or minus root 10. So our latus rectum, which is plus or minus 2b squared over a. What is b? B is 1. A is what? A is 3. So that is plus or minus 2 over 3. Then your asymptote is what? Is b over a. So b is 1, a is 3. So that is your answer. You get 1 over 3. Okay, so let's look at the tangent and normal also. without wasting time. Tangents are normal to ellipse, to hyperbola. So no, the formula for hyperbola is this: y squared over b squared is equals to 1. So the equation of tangent, so just same as that of the ellipse. So it is ss1 over a squared plus minus yy1 over b squared is equals to 1. And your normal will be m2 is equals to minus 1 over m1. Okay, then you use this formula to get your slope, to get the equation. Okay, so let's look at this example. So find the equation of the tangent and normal to the hyperbola. What is hyperbola? 4x squared minus y squared is equals to, let's say, equals to 4. So at the point 1, 2, solution, we are given this equation equals to 4. So to find the equation of tangents is very easy. So it will be 4x(x1) minus yy1 equals 4. 4x, what is y1? y1 is, x1 is 1. What is y1? 2 equals 4. So we get 4x minus 2y equals 4. Okay, so if you make y solve the formula, you get 4x minus 4 equals 2y. Divide through by 2 equals y. So we have 2x minus 2 equals y. So from here, what is m1? m1 is 2. That is your slope. So this is all. This is the equation we are looking for. So what is m2? Which is the slope of the normal. So m2, slope of the normal. So m2 will be minus 1 over m1. So minus inverse of m1 is 1 over 2. So that is minus 1 over 2. So if we have y minus y1 over s minus s1 is equals to m2. Okay, so what is y1? y1 is 2, s1 is 1, is equals to minus 1 over 2. Let me confirm that. 1, 2. Okay, so we cross multiply, we get y minus 2 times 2 is equals to minus 1 times x minus 1. 2y minus 4 is equals to minus x plus 1. Okay, so we have 2y is equals to minus x plus 1 plus 4. That is minus x plus 5. So 2y is equals to minus x plus 5. So this is equation of the normal. Alright, thank you very much for staying to the end of the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Okay,